Welcome to Jan's Views, a place where I share my views and listen to yours. Whether you are here for my artwork, live streams, shorts, or just for the giggles, please be assured I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you will enjoy your time here on my channel. I would be eternally grateful if you would give a like to the video, consider subscribing and, dare I ask, even become a member. So without further ado, let's do this.
Hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. It's cold. That's all I can say. It's cold today. I had to pop out earlier and yeah, I don't cope very well in the cold. I don't know if you guys are the same. I see we have lurkers in. I hope you're all well, whoever you are. I hope you're in a good headspace and yeah, enjoying life to the full, as we all try and do. I thought today it would be good to talk about mental health again because people seem to like to talk about mental health, and I think it's nice to have somewhere where we can talk and feel comfortable talking about it. Hi, Moosey. How are you? I hope you're good. And we've got Edna, who is powdering her nose. Hello, darling. I hope you're well. So before we move on we're going to be going over a video from the channel called Surviving Narcissism, which is what I tried to do last week, but it didn't happen. Didn't happen, did it, guys? We got sort of waylaid, but that was fine. So I've got it all keyed up, ready to go, and it's very interesting. The reason it's very interesting is because I sought out, I'll be honest, I actually sought as in SOUGHT. I actually looked for this specific video because it answers a lot of questions that I've actually put out into the universe over the past couple of days when I've been discussing a certain creator in speech marks. And it's a word I used that certain people are saying means something completely different. Listen, I know my English, I know my words, and I know if I put it into YouTube that there would be somebody that's actually spoken on it. And I'm delighted to see that Dr. Carter, Dr. Les Carter has actually spoken on it. So yay, pleased about that. So how have you girls been? Are you okay before we move on? Is everything all right? Let's get Edna up in here so she can join in. Let's see. Okie dokie. Come on up, girlie. You know you're always welcome up here. Oh God, got my door open. Because the funny thing is I do like fresh air. So even in the winter, I like the door open. Does that make sense? But then I'm complaining because I'm cold. So that's how I roll, guys. So what have I done this week? I went to a firework display. Took the grandchildren with me. That was great. They loved it. I loved it. Just something, making memories. Always good to make memories. How are you, Edna?
I'm doing well.
Edna's
How
in
are
the
you,
house.
Jan?
I'm okay, darling. I'm fine. I'm good. Spoke to my bestie yesterday, which is always good.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel very blessed in having like two of the best friends people could, ever wish for. One of them,
Mhm.
why, why is my throat playing up, Edna? I don't know. One of them
I'm
I've
sipping on some coffee now.
I've actually got some. I've got some by the side of me. yeah, one of my besties I've had since we were in our 20s, so that is a jolly long time ago. And the other bestie I've had for, oh God, must be, hang on a minute, let me think, 20 years. Yeah,
Okay.
20 years. And
Wow.
anyway, so I spoke to one of them yesterday because I had a few dramas going on. And I don't know if you've got friends like that, that sometimes that you just need to speak to them to ground you and to say,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, you're not going mad, Jan. Um,
Mm-mm.
that's fine,
Well, you
Moose.
know what?
You
I
carry on
have a
singing.
couple of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Well, I was just gonna say, I have some people that I know if I can't talk to them about something, I'm off. I'm off kilter. Like I need to get my life together before I can talk about it, and that helps motivate me.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with having long-time friends or long-term friends is that they've seen you at your worst. And
That's true.
I was quite lucky because, one of my besties I lived next door to for, oh, how long did I live there for? I've forgotten. 15 years, something like that. And Yeah, and we just came like best buddies. We call each other our soul sisters now, and
Oh,
it's very true because we've just been through so much together. I just
I'm
can't
sure.
imagine not having her there, you
Oh,
know.
Jen,
Oh, she is.
I'm thinking about that with, I'm looking for homes. And now I'm thinking about like my neighbors can really set the course for my life going forward if I have good neighbors or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very lucky. I've always sort of had. Oh, have I? What am I talking about? No, actually, no, I don't know what I'm talking about because I listen, I in my home, I like to keep to myself, if that makes sense. So, like when I moved
Mhm.
here, although I'm very cordial to my neighbours, I'm very much I don't like to sort of get too close to them.
That makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, because you don't want them knowing all your business or I mean, if I've run out of tea bags or sugar, then I'll go and knock, and they can always do the same.
Mhm.
And if I'm at the front and they're at the front, we'll have a bit of a chat, but that's as far as it goes. I don't class them as friends. But the
Mm.
difference with this other friend was that it became very obvious that we understood each other.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's when it sort of turned into a real friendship. And when I moved, God love, I felt so bad. I felt really bad telling her I was gonna move it. No, it was awful.
Aw.
And then when I told her, she cried and I said, listen, I'm only moving up the road. I was only moving into the village at the end of the road, so to speak. Um,
But I mean, that's a big difference when you're used to being able to just hop across the way or the sidewalk.
that's right. I know. It does make a
I
difference.
remember, yeah, when I moved into one of my first apartments, I moved like some of my other friends were moving over there with me. So it was awesome. It was kind of like living in the dorms or whatever, like an extension of
Oh,
being on
yeah.
campus.
Yeah. So anyway, the one that yeah, so as I say, I'm very, very lucky in that I've got some really, really good friends that I can be with. I can call any time of the day or night
Mhm.
if I need a friend. So yeah, so I just wish everybody had the same thing. Hi Sasha, cat whistling
That's
at me.
awesome.
How are you? I hope you're good. Anyway, as it said in the title, in the description, I thought today we'd talk about narcissism.
Mm.
Um, and I don't know if you heard what I said about this particular person that I have been speaking on, um, who I feel is most definitely a narcissist, and a narcissist
Mhm.
of uh, the predatory kind. Now,
Mhm.
I looked, as I said, I looked for this. I'm not going to repeat myself again. This channel is called Surviving Narcissism. He's a doctor. His name is Dr. Les Carter. So let's just see what he says here. He says narcissists approach relationships as predators. They wonder, who out there can I prey upon as I seek to meet my needs? As a result, they are inclined to manipulate and use people as they pursue their entitled cravings. Dr. Les Carter offers ways to identify this mindset so you can take proper precautions to stay out of their clutches. Okay, well
Sounds
done.
good.
Well done, Doc. All right. Now, what I thought we'd do is play it. Hopefully, he's not going to, object to me playing it, but I don't see why not. I'm not sort of going to be, negative towards him at all. I just think it's a good way. I'm killing two birds with one stone, really, because it's something that we're all interested in here, which is
Mhm.
mental health, and also it covers the person that I was talking about. So yeah, so let's get on. Are you happy to go on, Edna? Do you know anybody
Yeah.
that's narcissistic or you suspect maybe narcissistic?
Um, Jan, unfortunately, I do. I don't want to do too much talking in case this somehow makes its way back to them. But I
Yeah,
think it, so. My view of narcissism or just different mental illnesses or personality disorders have kind of changed a little bit. At first, I thought it was like, oh, you're neurodivergent or you have like BPD or you have this or that. But now I'm starting to realize that it's an and thing. You start off with one condition or disorder and it compounds upon itself, as you live and have different traumas that are unprocessed, things of that nature. So, I think yeah, you can become a narcissist.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's get on and I'll stop it every so often and we can discuss.
That's good.
Right, can you all hear this?
Yes.
Now, I shouldn't really have to say this, but when I used this word when describing somebody, I was told they tried to liken it to something that was not what I meant. They tried to liken it to calling somebody a PDF, which is
Right.
absolute nonsense. So, yeah, so this is exactly what I meant.
If you step out the back door of my house here in Waco, Texas, on my back porch, back behind me, there's a lot of wide open space with a wooded area and some open field area as well. And every morning when my wife and I go back there and have our coffee, you can see this big hawk out in the sky, just kind of flying over. This is that hawk's territory. And he's just kind of flying around, looking below to see what kind of rodents and field mice and small animals he might devour. The hawk is a predator, and the hawk is looking for those critters below that exist in his mind to feed him. Okay, you can see where I'm going with that little.
Right, now this is exactly when I wrote my community post, I hadn't seen this, but this is exactly how I tried to describe the behavior of that person. We don't need to mention the name in here. We all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And this is exactly the way I tried to sort of describe it. Um, as as a bird of prey who I think I said something like who swoops from the sky down onto its prey. That's exactly what I said. So yeah, it's interesting to me anyway that that Dr. Carter has used the same analogy.
analogy. Narcissists, in the way that they engage with people, are like that hawk. They're hovering over individuals, wondering, how are you going to feed me? What is it that I can find from you that is going to nourish me? What do you have to offer that will feed my ego? What will it take for me to draw you in so that I can gain dominance over you? Narcissists are predators.
Hi, Bridge. How are you, darling? How's the studying
Hey, Bridge.
going? Yeah, as Bridge says, predator hunting its prey. Exactly. And I'm articulate enough that I was able to put that in my community tab. But of course, people didn't bother reading it. But that's fine. You do you. But yes, that's exactly it, Bridge. And I know that Bridget understood what I meant as well. So let's carry on.
As a general rule, they're all about entitlement. They're all about envy and control and superiority. They're constantly wondering, what are you going to give me? And they approach relationships, such as we can say it, in an entirely different way than healthy individuals will do. And they certainly will approach relationships very differently from people who have a strong empathetic style of engaging.
Right. That's it. I was using the word vulnerable people. I was saying that he was hunting or preying on vulnerable women in his community. So, I mean, the doctor sort of said it in a different way, but that's exactly what I was trying to say. It's like he can sense the people that are going to make easy prey for him. It's like if you see, a lion hunting and there's this massive herd of wildebeest. He doesn't look at the herd as a herd. He looks for the weakest. He looks for the youngest or a sick one,
Right.
sick animal, the weakest that he can find. And then he focuses in on that. And that's exactly what I said in my let's see if I can find it. Hang on one sec. That's exactly what I said. All right, let's see, get in there. In my community post, I thought I explained it quite well, but of course, I do wonder if some of these people can actually understand English. I have to say, it does.
Yeah, and I don't think they can.
No, I really don't think they can.
Mm-mm.
Right, okay. Let's see if I can find this.
You gotta
See.
imagine some of these people, they're just on YouTube all day. They're not really reading and kind of massaging their brains with, puzzles or, kind of things to make them think. So
Yeah,
it's
I
not
know.
surprising.
It's like they just don't understand, do they? They just do not
Mm-mm.
understand. Right,
That's
so
why I appreciate Bridget with her study streams because it forced me to get to the work that I needed to do.
have you been studying with her?
Yeah, I had some
That's
CE for my
good.
tax. Yeah, for my taxes, so I completed that, and then I'm gonna start working on like my YouTube channels, putting up some videos.
That's really good. Well done, Missy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done to Bridge. She's the one studying, so it's nice.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I bet she's really pleased to hear that as well. Right, so in the post, which I put up 7 days ago, I'm not gonna share it because then I'm gonna lose the doctor, and I don't wanna lose him. So I put, "This needs to stop. It's been a year since you know who nearly destroyed a
Mhm.
former supporter of his. There is absolutely nothing amusing about a person preying on his weaker supporters. Think of an eagle flying silently in the skies above, overseeing his territory. He sees many things below him, but will focus in on the weakest, fixing his eagle eye on it. With precision, he then swoops with force and determination down to nail his prey. Once his talons sink into the flesh of his prey, he will salaciously devour it, ripping it apart limb from limb. In the human world, words to describe this type of behavior are exploitative, greedy, and vulturous. Darrimont says, and that's a person, an author, humans are the Swiss Army knife of predators. A social predator can hunt together with others. All individuals in the pack will contribute to hunting. We see this over and over in this specific community. Predatory narcissists have a deep need for attention and admiration. He believes he is superior and has little regard for the feelings of others. His mental illness creates destruction for those around him. Predatory personalities are often able to sustain periods of friendship for months or years, for as long as the arrangement delivers what they need. Despite the simulation of bonding, however, this person does not experience empathy. Predation involves 4 steps: search, recognition, capture, and handling. And then I put, predator mindsets are focused on achieving their goals aggressively and quickly striking their opponents, whereas people with a prey mindset are worried about what their opponent might do and tend to react instead of acting. Okay, and then there's something else I put there. So if these people had only read what I said, then they would know for themselves what I was talking about. But as you say, it does make me wonder if half these people are illiterate. But hey, let's go on.
Now,
All right.
there are multiple indicators that I want to lay out for you that will let you know that you are indeed dealing with a predatory narcissist. First and foremost, we're going to say that predatory narcissists view individuals as a collector views their objects that they're collecting.
Yeah.
In other words, the collector says, oh, I need one of those, and I want something of that over there. That's the way narcissists are thinking as they learn who you are or as they engage with you. It's like, I want to bring you over here into my collection because you see, I collect people who are going to do what I want them to do. And then we can also say another indicator is beyond dominance over you. They seek dominance over you, but additionally, they seek ownership over you and over the people in their world.
See, this is so, when you hear this, and don't just hear it from someone like me, when you hear it from a professional who knows what they're talking about, it's all there in front of you. You know, I didn't make things up. I don't just come for people because I mean, what have I been accused of this week? I've been accused of being homophobic, racist, what is it? Obsessed, what else? I can't remember. But so many things. And that's because, you know, one of the things that narcissists don't like is the truth. They can't handle the truth.
They want to own the way that you think. They want to own your priorities. They want to own how you do things. You have to filter things through them. And you're that object that exists to do whatever it is necessary for them to feel fed. In addition, predatory narcissists see honesty as a psychological toy. Is that a nice way to put it? In other words, truth is something they can just play with. They may say, this is what I believe, this is my truth, and I'm being straight up with you, if it suits their narrative for the moment. But then if it doesn't, then they switch gears, and they can move back and forth just depending on who's there in front of them, because They're not just looking for somebody that they can just exchange thoughts and feelings and ideas with in a safe kind of way, keeping in mind they're predators. It's like, if I say this, then maybe I'll have better success in drawing you in, and then I can have that ownership over you.
Mm-hmm.
Adding to that, we can say that narcissists make frequent use of what we would refer to as breadcrumbing.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked this analogy. This was a good
So what is
analogy. What do you
breadcrumbing?
think it means by this, Edna?
I'm sorry. Oh,
I
I'm
think,
not sure
what,
what breadcrumbing is. Sounds like maybe like when someone gives you a little bit of affection at a time.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. He uses the analogy of the Hansel and Gretel thing, where
Hmm.
uh, they leave breadcrumbs, don't they, so that they can find their way back. But what
Oh, like the dragon. Okay.
yeah, but what a predatory narcissist does is, it's like the opposite. They'll put out the breadcrumbs for that person to come nearer and nearer to them. So yeah, I think it's a really good analogy, and if you have that in your mind, then you can spot when somebody's doing that to you. You know, it's
Yeah, you
easier.
know what? I don't think that would. Does that work, or is that appealing to you? Do you think?
No,
No,
no, it
that's
isn't.
what I'm.
But
Yeah.
then we're not. How can I put it? We're quite sort of intelligent people, so we would spot it, I think. Um,
I would hope
I don't.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think there would come a time when you'd think, "Oh, hang on a minute, this isn't right," you know? Why am I
Right.
following this person? Why am I and that's why I put a little bit in about the people, the prey of narcissists, have to get out of a prey mindset, because whilst they're in that prey mindset, then they will want the breadcrumbs, whatever they may be, you
Mhm.
know, with that person in mind. The breadcrumbs for him, I suppose, would be him, occasionally being funny. The people that tend to follow that person seem to think that he's funny, and whereas I've never seen that. I've never looked at him and thought, "Oh god, he's so funny." Um, so I think
Oh my God, Jen, I
maybe
was okay.
right, okay, so Moosey says, "I've heard about the breadcrumbs, but don't know what it is." Okay, darling, I'll play it. I'll play it from his words, because I think he says it much more succinctly than I do.
You remember Hansel and Gretel? They had their little breadcrumbs, but the whoever it was that was coming after them took all the breadcrumbs. Narcissists will give you little crumbs of feeding you, seemingly indicators that they're into you. They like to indicate that they want you to think that they have something to offer, so they'll give you morsels of friendliness and goodness and helpfulness, but it's all just friendly manipulation. It's like, whatever I have to do to bring you in so that I can eventually devour you, that's what I'm doing. And it's kind of sad to say, well, not kind of, it's sad to say that even in their pleasantness and in their goodness, there's an exploitive, manipulative angle that is behind the scenes.
Yeah, and that's where, like with, who, his
Mhm.
angle is always monetary. Okay, it's always about money, always. So that's why he'll always have, his Venmo, his PayPal, whatever else, Cash App up, that takes up a third of his screen, because that's what's important to him. Actually seeing himself on camera, I would say, probably takes secondary place um, to
Mhm.
him, putting out his begging bowl. And people fall for that for several reasons. And one of the main reasons is because he's very good at manipulating people. He manipulates people to such a degree that they probably question themselves. I mean, look what happened. I mean, we're not talking drama, but in this specific situation where he fell out with somebody and then went on to pretend to have a relationship with his ex-friend's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. Who does that? Who does that? And then in the same way, you get instances where he's going to switch on the tears. So you get these drunken streams where he's crying and blubbing, oh, woe is me, my parents have gone, I don't have any brothers or sisters, I don't have anybody in the world. And at the same time, all you can say is pay me, pay me, pay me. Do you see what I mean? It's all manipulation, you know?
Yeah, but the
And
money helps.
I give up with you sometimes, Edna. I really give
I'm
up
gonna
with
be
you.
serious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So Moosey says, my husband's cousin moved back here and started spending a lot of time with us. It took me a while to start seeing some red flags. My husband see it. Yeah. Yeah. It's I think. Okay, let's finish that conversation. We had many discussions until my husband could finally see it. Yeah, that's the thing though. Some people just don't see it, do they? Some people don't
Yeah.
see it. And I mean, some people will look at a creator and think, oh, he's fun. Yeah, you know, he's all right. He swears a lot. He does this a lot. He does that. But we'll overlook all that because he's funny. You know, we think he's
Yeah.
funny. But what they
What is Sasha talking about?
well, can I finish what I was going to say then? Then we'll get on to
Sorry.
Sasha.
Sorry.
And then he'll sort of start turning on somebody that people perhaps do like. Let's put it that way. He'll turn on people. Hang on a minute. Let's see if he does. Let's work this out. Does he just turn on people who he knows have a lot of haters, like MFW, like myself, like Bridge? And in doing that, he knows that he's going to get a lot of support. Again, that's manipulation. He's
I was
manipulated
surprised
the
that
situation to help him. Yeah.
yeah, I
How
was gonna
dare
say
how
I was surprised
dare
that
you?
he had something to say about Bridge.
Oh,
Like,
because
what did she say?
okay, all right. You need to listen. You need to listen to what these people do. It's not
Yeah.
he feels no allegiance. He feels no loyalty to people because all he's doing is preying on people. Okay. Let's get back to what was so important that Sasha said. Right, okay. Okay, here we go. I'd like to take over Timber's spot with Edna and tease her every time from now and again. From now forth. Yeah. Edna's away with the fairies. She doesn't always get it, Sasha, but hey.
I'm a little relaxed right now. I'm sorry.
How did
I
I
had an
know that?
emotional day. I was looking at homes and it was just emotional.
As Bridge said, just like he turned on Vicky, she didn't do anything either. Exactly. And I think
Well, hold on.
some
I
people's
thought she
go on. Go on, you say what you want to say, darling. Go on, have a go.
Yes. I thought she had something to do with his Gucci scarf being stolen.
So you think the only reason that Hussey fell out with Vicky was because of that story? And you think that
Oh, I
that's
thought that was
acceptable
why.
because yeah, well, he was upset with her because this happened and because that happened. So is that what you're saying?
Oh, I'm not saying one way or the other, but I just thought If I had someone that I considered a friend come into my home and steal, I would be upset.
Hmm. Carry on vaping, my darling. Just carry on vaping. I'll hold this
No, I'm not
conversation.
vaping. It's just gummy. I stopped
Okay.
vaping.
Right now, what I would say, and I think I can see Bridget's put something, and I'm not going to look at it yet. What I'm going to say is,
Okay.
for me, the issue isn't so much what he is claiming happened. We don't know
Hmm.
that what he is claiming actually happened. Okay, we are just
Right.
going, or you. All right, I say you. You are just going on what he says happened. Okay, so you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, well, if somebody came back and then, oh, I shouldn't do that, but yeah. So you're going by
That's
what he's
okay.
saying.
Yeah.
Now, in going off of what he actually said, you're believing him and not the person that he has insulted. He has dragged through the coals. He has done countless streams on and
Oh, I haven't
completely
really
crossed
seen all that
boundaries
much.
out. And by your interpretation, it's okay if he does
Mhm.
that because, she stole from him or somebody she was with stole from him. That's the way you're looking at it.
Well, I
So,
wouldn't necessarily say it's okay, but was there a back and forth? Because it's like if someone's willingly going tit for tat with them, it's a little different. If he's just going after her all over this scarf, and that's supposed to be your friend, even if something like that happened, my feelings would be hurt. But I wouldn't attack a friend, even if they harm me. I might just say what I had to say and let it go.
right, so Bridget says no, that was two totally different incidents that happened months prior. He used it as an excuse. I agree with Bridge. Totally.
Okay.
Vicky did nothing. The other thing we have to there was no back and forth. Exactly. There was no back and
Oh,
forth.
okay.
Vicky kept stum. Now, the thing with Vicky is she's got she had backup, if you like, because she's got friends who have channels and will speak on it. Now,
Mhm.
which is good for her, but she didn't actually speak on it, as far as I know. Um, and I mean, I'm no friend of Vicky's. I had my fallouts with her on different things. I have since apologized for my behavior because I just felt it was right to apologize to a woman that I insulted so publicly. That's why I apologized to
Mhm.
her. Um, and yeah, I was out of order, and I do apologize for that. Now, what we're looking at though is somebody who is claiming to be a friend, okay? A friend of
Mhm.
somebody else. Um, and when they decided that the friendship was over, for whatever reason, acted in such a terrible way, so demeaning, so disgustingly. I just don't think there's any excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. And Hussey
Mhm.
I said the name, sorry. And to this day, he has never publicly apologized. I think there was a stream where I may have been on it. I can't remember. There was a stream where Vicky came up and he was also on there. And I think it was Bridget. And the whole of the chat was saying, just apologize to the girl. She's
Yeah.
obviously upset. She was upset. And that was another reason why I apologize. I don't want to make anyone upset. I don't want to make a grown woman cry because I acted in a way because I was so bloody angry. Um, you
Mhm.
know, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to upset somebody to the point of tears. Now, the difference was that he could not do that. He couldn't do it. He's, oh, I'll do it another time. And she was there on stream. Right, as Bridge says, that was on her stream. So Sasha says, I'm happy Bridge and Petty Fam comforted Vicky. It wasn't nice. Yeah. And I mean, I hadn't apologized to her at that time. But I was disgusted in the way he treated her. And again, that was another reason why I apologized to her, because I thought, oh my God, she's gone through gone through the coals. And the main
Okay.
perpetrator was someone that she trusted. And I mean, all the crap he said about her, it's just, you just don't do that. They didn't make up. I didn't think they did. And I truly hope that they didn't, because for her, she deserves better friends than that. She does, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to skip into the sunset with Vicky, not at all. And she probably still dislikes me, and that's perfectly fine. But as a humanitarian and as a woman, I just was horrified for her. I'll be honest, I was horrified. And that was behind my my apology to her too. I thought, no. I mean, she said some really crap things that I've sort of recently discovered when I've looked back on certain lives and things. She said some bloody awful things, but it gets to the point where you just have to draw a line under it. And say, okay, I've said my apologies. Am I going to insist she apologizes to me? No. It's not as if I'm going to meet her again. It's not as if we're ever going to converse again. And not that we did once, yeah. But I think, these narcissists, going back to the subject of the live stream, these narcissists are incapable of doing that. And that's what makes them a narcissist. They're incapable. I've had narcissists in my life that still today, to this day, will never apologize to me, ever. And they're close to me.
Do
But
they know
the
that they're
word,
narcissists?
pardon?
Do they know that they're narcissists? Like, are they
No.
aware of their problems? Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Heh,
I think I am. And
really?
yeah. You find some people that will gaslight you into believing
Mhm.
you're a certain way when you're not. And I've
Right.
reached an age, thank God, where I know who I am. I know I've got issues. I know I can be this. I know I can be that. But I'm not a narcissist. You can't be a narcissist and be an empath. It's
Mm.
impossible. Um, and the bottom line is, like with Vicky, I I despised her for so long, and that's yeah. And normally I don't step back. Normally I'll just sort of, oh well, it's just the way I am or I think.
Mhm.
But I think because of all the crap she went through at the hands of this narcissist, I actually felt really sorry for her in the end. And I thought, why am I will apologize. And Bridge brought it up to me. I don't want to say Bridget made me do it, because if I didn't want to apologize, I would have said, no, I'm not apologizing, because I do
Mhm.
speak my mind. But, in that instance, I really wanted to, because I thought she deserved it. She deserved an apology. Um, and it was funny because in that stream, who was on there, and he was trying his hardest to stop me apologizing. Who does that?
Mm.
He was like, "No, you're not apologizing to her because you don't mean it. You don't mean it. You don't mean it." Sorry?
Oh, yes, I did see that. Mhm.
Do you remember? How insane
Mhm.
is that? That he's so
Yeah,
twisted
it's definitely a
that
bit
he
bizarre.
couldn't even allow somebody else to apologize. It's just mad. It's just madness. As Sasha says, it was wild. It was, wasn't it? And the thing is,
Yeah.
people that know me, I hope, realize that I speak my word. My word is my word. I don't lie.
Mhm.
And if I say something, I'm not just saying it flippantly. And if I have said it flippantly or in anger, then and I feel that an apology is due, then I'll apologize for what it's worth. Because I don't want to hurt somebody like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to. Anyway,
Right.
so let's move on. Let's move on to what else he says.
that you just don't necessarily see. Now, in addition, predatory narcissists will give off an air of confidence. But then when you begin watching what makes them feel confidence, the confidence they feel is always gained at someone else's expense. If they can prove themselves to be better than, or smarter
Hmm.
than, or the one who has the final word, it's like, yeah, that means that I'm a somebody.
Yeah. And I think we can all agree that person does that. How many of us creators sit here and say, I'm prettier than that person, or I'm cleverer than that person, or I've got more money than that person? How many of us do that? I don't know anybody that does that. Not really. No, I can't think of anyone that does that. So, yeah. Have you got anything to
Oh,
say on that?
I feel like I feel like I've heard quite a few creators say something along those lines.
Like who? Who have you heard?
I don't want to name names, Jen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But, I mean, they kind of
Okay.
put themselves on a high horse to say, I would never do X, Y, Z, especially when talking about Amberlynn or Foodie Beauty. They're always saying how they're better than them.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, we've
hello,
got
Mary.
Mary in the house. Hi, Mary. How are you? I hope you're well. Yeah, do you know that's really interesting? A lot of people do that
Mm-hmm.
about foodie. Yeah, you've got a point. I can't argue about that. A bunch of creators always talk about views and subs and money a lot. Or maybe it's just me. Hope I've been well. Yeah, I've not been too bad, thank you. Not too bad. I hope you're well as well. Yeah, we are better than them.
Lucy.
See, I don't really do that. It's not really what I do. But yeah, I take your word for it. People in girl world probably do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then, let me think. No quiz tonight, darling. We're talking about narcissists tonight.
It's just a lecture today.
I tell you who else does it. Negs. He does it all the time,
Oh,
doesn't
who
he?
does he say he's better than?
Everyone.
Oh, really?
He actually
How's
believes
that
he's
business
better than
coming?
everybody.
Has he opened up the storefront? Is he selling those CDs and DVDs?
Um, I
Have
don't
you
think
have you heard, Jen?
he's selling anything, but yeah, the store
Lord,
opened.
I would
But
never imagine in 2023 someone would be opening up a CD store. It's the craziest thing I've heard of.
so we've gone off topic, right? Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
That's all right, darling. That's all right. Um, right, okay. I think Bridget's gonna tell me off here. Look, she's saying I'm not paying attention. Even irate Alex
Ooh.
does that shit. Subs and views. Yeah, but that's not the point I'm trying to make, Bridge. I'm trying to say that there's a difference. Okay, all right. How can I put this? Okay. This individual, that's what I'm going to call him,
Mm-hmm.
constantly, when he's got his talons, or he thinks he's got his talons on his victims, he will then put up what he perceives to be really ugly pictures of them. Okay, he'll zoom in and he'll say, "Oh God,
Oh.
monster," which is what he's been doing to me on Twitter. Now,
Yes, I have seen it.
yeah, that's what he does. Now, what he doesn't realize is I put those pictures up. You know, I don't care
Mm-hmm.
if he thinks I'm a monster. I don't care if he thinks I'm an animal or whatever. Okay. I don't care if he thinks it's a really what's the word? Not very attractive picture of me. Because at the end of the day, I put it out there. Do you know what I mean? So he's like he's like,
Well, it's
oh,
also
well, she
anti,
didn't Photoshop this one. And I'm like,
yeah,
what are you talking about, man? I put that up myself.
yeah. Well, the thing is, you shouldn't have to Photoshop every photo that you put up.
I don't.
There we go. Look, Gia got it. Everyone is beautiful in the eyes of the Lord. Amen. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Barley in the house. Hi, Barley. Hope you're well, darling.
Oh, hey, Belly.
Do you know what? When Jan was Hussey's age, she was a fox. I was. Yeah. I definitely was. And I've reached the age now where, if you want to zoom in on me and make me look awful, then fine. I don't care. You should see me first thing in the morning. But then I'm not stupid enough to go on or to take a picture of me first thing in the morning. So
It doesn't matter.
it
It's
doesn't.
silly.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see what Bridget said. That's what people do too. Yeah. Foodie Beauty, ALR, DC, and Negs too. All kinds of creators do it. True, they do. And I have to say, when I've been compiling some of my videos, I've also done it. So, yeah, I'd be hypocritical if I made too big a deal of it. I like this. Everyone is beautiful in the eyes of the Lord. Amen. 100%. And everybody should be beautiful
Mhm.
in their own eyes, because if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anyone else, as RuPaul says? So, yeah.
Oh.
I never liked Hussey. Always thought he was a phony. I did, Mary. Day one, I knew it. I knew it was a phony. I didn't realise just how nasty it was, but okay. Bridget says, what I'm saying is that H is no different than most creators over here. They do the same thing. He's just louder. You've got a good point there. You have got a good point. Yeah, you have got a good point. Does that mean that they're all predatory narcissists? I don't think they are. And I think the main reason is, well, let's just finish watching this because, okay, let's just not think of it just being him. Okay, let's see if this predatory narcissist label can also be fixed or stuck onto some of these other people, such as Pretty Beauty, who else? ALR, DC, and Negs. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, ALR, she just got diagnosed with BPD.
Has she? Has she really?
She agrees with it, but apparently
Sorry, that was an inappropriate time for me to laugh, but it's that Sasha. I need to do something with this Sasha. I see him out and about. He's always causing problems. He's in everybody's stream, everybody. And then he comes in here and says things like this. Sasha
I don't know.
is so naughty. Okay, so Bridge says most of them are. Okay. Do you know what? And this is the only reason I keep Sasha, right? I know Sasha is a troll. I know
Mhm.
Sasha probably doesn't really like me, but that's fine because when he's in here, he's okay. He does a bit of trolling. He makes me laugh. That's fine. I don't mind.
I think
Okay.
Sasha likes you just fine.
Oh, he's filling in for Daddy No Fat. What happened to him? What happened to him?
Oh.
He's trying to derail your chat. He always does, but do you know what? He does it in a nice way. I don't mind. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's nasty. I don't think he's spiteful.
Mm-mm.
You're just saying that now, Sasha. But listen, I don't mind, darling. If you peed me off that much, I'd just strip you off your wrench, and that's the end of it. What happened? Okay, we're going off topic a little bit. What happened to Daddy No Fat? What happened, guys? Anyone know?
No idea.
Oh, okay, that's the end of that then. All right, so now we're going to look at. Oh, yes, I know who you said he was. Oh, hang on. I know who you said he was, which surprised me. Something to do with dancing, dancing. Am I right? Mm-hmm. I think
I have
so.
no idea.
Of course you
Can you
don't,
give me a
Edna,
hint?
darling. I know
No.
you don't,
Okay.
my lovely. Oh, you're so sweet. Right. Okay. Okay. We're going to have a quick break here because Edna is bloody useless. And you're not really, darling. I think you're great. You're great.
No,
We're going to
it's
have
fine.
a quick break here. If I can sort this out, I think this is really cute. So this is longer because everyone was saying, oh, your breaks aren't long enough. So we're going to have a longer break and I'm going to silence you, Edna, because we don't want anyone talking in this. So here we go, guys. You've got at least a minute, maybe two. All right, see you in a sec. Oh my God. How cute was that? I love it.
Oh, it was adorable.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going back to this one because we haven't reached Christmas yet. But how adorable was that? I was like swaying in my chair. Anyway, back to her. Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that, Edna?
Yes, very much so. I refilled my coffee.
Good. Yeah, the annoying thing is once I've downloaded or uploaded this music, it doesn't actually tell you. Hang on, I have to stop it. It doesn't actually tell you how long it's on for. So I have to like listen
Oh,
and then come running in. So yeah, but I loved it. When I found that, I thought, yay, I love that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Remember what I said now. I want you to think of other creators that could possibly be predatory. Okay. It's not just about being narcissistic, guys. It's about being predatory. Okay. Let's do this.
okay.
And so these people like to gather individuals around them to build up their ego if they can diminish you and build themselves up, which takes us to another indicator of predatory narcissists. And that is that they don't seek relationships really. They seek your loyalty, they seek your conformity, and it's all part of their scheme to use you. Now, you'll also notice another indicator is that they tend to be very thin skinned and defensive when your differentness shows up. And the reason there is
Ah, who's the most thin-skinned creator? Listen, I've got skin like an elephant. Honestly, I just take normally I just laugh if they say things to me, because it's just ridiculous. The way I look at it is, you, I don't. Are you thin-skinned, Bridge? I don't think you are. Um, the thing is, if you don't put
No,
yourself in that mindset of being resilient, being strong, being ready for all these, poison arrows that are going to be fired at you, then you shouldn't be on YouTube. That's what I think. You can be, Sasha. Can you, darling? I'm surprised at that.
yeah,
The way
I think
you
me
go round.
too.
Oh, really? You are? Oh.
I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's like I try to be nice because I don't like to get my feelings hurt.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is what it is,
Yeah, so Sasha says, "Happy I ain't a
right,
creator." The
Sasha?
thing is the thing is what you have to realize is you have to put yourself in a mindset where you know who you are, okay? You're not coming online, oh, well, I'm not. I can only speak for myself. Okay. I'm not coming online for any kind of validation. Now, because I'm an artist, I like to put up my artwork. There's going to be people that don't like it and they're going to say, "Oh, that's rubbish," or whatever. Okay? I write poetry, so sometimes I add a bit of poetry. But then again, there's still going to be people that don't like it. And I think I've sort of got to the point as a creator where if people don't like what I put out, then why are you watching it? What's the point in watching it and then trying to insult me? That just it just makes me laugh. And I think once you get to that
But you
point, then it doesn't bother you.
I would
What
say
were you
I
going to
think
say?
sometimes honestly people don't really think about how their words are coming across. I think they kind of think, oh, okay, if this person is asking, or like the general consensus is, they want to know what I think about it. I think it's crap. So they put it, not kind of putting it through a filter of even though I'm semi anonymous on the internet, I don't need to let this person know I don't like this. But
some people
you
are
know,
like it,
you learn.
and I think there's full-time trolls, and I don't mean, in this community, most definitely, but also in other communities.
Mhm.
I mean, we've all heard that the knitting community apparently is awful. And also, I learnt from Carsten that the crochet community is vile. They can be vile in there. So, yeah. Listen, they're not all little old ladies like me sat there crocheting, penises. Some of these
Jan,
people. What?
I that's what I was thinking about being my hobby is to meet some nice people in the communities, try to find like a knitting or crochet club. I don't
Yeah,
know. I guess
that's
I gotta
great.
rethink my hobby. Gee,
No, no,
I don't
that's
need any
great.
more
And I
drama.
would say, I would
Mhm.
say go for it, but be aware that after a period of time, or even from the word go, someone's going to come in and say, "What the hell are you doing? What? What? You can only
Gee,
do that? You can only crochet that?" Because people are like that. And there's a certain anonymity with trolls that they enjoy. They like to be able to do that. So just be prepared for it, but do something that you really enjoy, you know? Um, and then, you know, get your
see, the thing
you
is, I'm
do
kind
have
of
to
like
grow a
a
thick skin. You
I'm
do
like a
have to
jack
grow
of
a
all
thick
trades
skin.
kind of person. Like I like I don't like something enough to get grow a thick skin. I just get over it, or I just move on to something else. Maybe I should work on that.
No, yeah, you should work on it because there are always gonna be naysayers. There are always
Mhm.
gonna be people that don't like what you put out, and I mean, and that's the same in society. You can't always run off. It's like, I've been into so many, um, so many communities and seen trolls. Now, some manage to I mean, I'm in the aviation community, and normally you don't get
Mm.
trolls in there, okay? Because if they do come, they're booted out immediately. Now, I go into huge aviation channels where they're doing a live stream and they have no more than 2 moderators in there, and
Yeah.
you don't I've never seen anyone come in there and really troll, never. And I think it could possibly be because it's a real love for people. So when people come in that obviously don't have that same love for aviation, then they're easy to spot. And,
Right.
even if the mods don't see them, the other people will and just pull
Mhm.
them out, But I think I'm just trying to think of other live streams in different communities. Um,
While you're thinking, I say hi to Zena. Hey.
oh, hi, Zena. How are you? We're talking about narcissism tonight. Um, right, okay. That'd be funny if Jan started to review Enchanted Rose. Aka. Do you know, I was going to say, who is Val? I don't know who Val is. I don't know who she is. Do I need to have a look? Um,
Mm,
Bridge, they're going to
you
be
know
like,
what,
your
Jan?
girls are
I
trash.
don't.
Edna.
Could you imagine, Bridge? I would cry. I'd be like, please don't. No, I
What I
wouldn't
would
care.
say,
But
what I would,
mhm.
what I would say is to use a completely different name. Start a channel where you are not identifiable. That's what I would say, because otherwise you're going to come across people, or people are going to come across you who come from this toxic community. So they're just going to come on and take the piss out of you. Do you know what I mean? So if it were me, I would start a completely new channel and not be me. Do you know what I mean? And not be,
Oh
I wouldn't
yeah.
use my name or anything like that.
Mm-mm,
No,
no way.
Jen, saved myself. Listen, I'm unsavable.
Yeah, I
I
don't
am
know
who
what
I
to think
am, and
about
people just
Val.
have to lump it. And
Well, see, the thing
okay.
is, it's a woman who's in various states of mental instability.
Who are
So
we
it's
talking
hard to
about,
say
darling?
from day to day. from Val.
Okay, right. You're talking about
Is that
Val.
what you're
Now,
talking about?
Bridget says you won't like Val, Jan. I promise. Oh, okay. And Zena says she's unhinged. Oh no, no. See, I can't really do that. I can't. I don't know. I know I say that this particular person has obviously, in my opinion, has a mental illness, but I'm not coming for him for his mental illness. I'm coming for him because he's such a hateful individual. There's a difference. So I don't know if I can actually react to somebody who is so obviously, mentally ill. Her voice makes it comedy, but she is sick in the head. Oh, okay. I don't know if I want to go and look at that, guys. Maybe Bridget
That's
look
what
at
I thought too.
that. Oh God, what? Gia
You know
says,
what? Honestly, Jan, if you could make sense of it, that would be amazing.
oh God. See, the thing is, another thing you'll know about me, or you might not know about me, is I only really talk about people I know. I only really talk about, if I do like I've just done a separate video on foodie beauty reactors, and I don't really know them. But I mean, for me to really get into somebody, I do like to study them. It's like I did a lot of Peter Mon reactions, and that was because I used to be a fan and I followed him for a long, long time. So I felt as if I knew who he was as a person, and and that's the same with this moron. I followed him for some time. I'm obsessed with him, guys. Oh my God. I tell you what, if I was obsessed with him, I would ask my kids to please send for the men with the white coats, because there's something seriously wrong with me. So, Zena, she sounds like a Looney Tune that should be in the loony bin. Oh, really? Oh, so
Yeah.
is she in Girl World? Is she a Girl World reactor? Oh my God.
Is she a reactor?
No,
I'm
I
trying to think. How is Val? How is she connected, y'all? I don't remember.
don't know.
Because
Anyway, let's get back to
Jessica
narcissism.
Messica, she does streams. Oh, sorry. Yes. Right.
Jessica Messica, I've seen her in this moron's live slagging me off like a good one. And I'm like, do you know what? I stopped talking about her a long time ago because I thought, okay, I'll give her a bit of leeway because, your mama is always singing her praises. And I thought, well, maybe I'm just not recognizing anything nice about her, because I do that. I am aware of my thought processes sometimes, and I think
She seems to be a really
sometimes
good cooker.
sometimes I'm oh, can I just say, Edna, I do love you. You really
Take your
do.
time, Jan.
I love the way you just come in with something. It's like completely throws me. Jan's tired of being used as a punch bag. Yeah, I guess I am, but I just expect it now. But do you know, I heard her going up on me the other day, and I thought, how dare you? I, I have spoken about her very, very briefly and said that, I think she's made very poor choices. And but then I thought she was younger than she actually is, and I didn't realize she was a mother. Yeah, that's exactly it, Bridge. Jan's in the middle of a sentence, and Edna's like, "It's a beautiful day today." That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I'm sorry.
So G is like, why are we talking? You people, chat, you're being naughty, you're derailing me. But Gia says Jessica Meska seems nice to me. Does she? Listen, everybody's entitled to like who they want to like. I'm not going to go up to people and say, "Oh, why do you like that?" But well, I might say that because I don't understand it. But yeah, I mean, you just have to accept. As a creator, you have to accept that people are gonna like people that you don't like, and that's fine. But then when I'm like in a chat, just having a look, just having a nose, and someone's like, "Oh, Jan's this and Jan's that and Jan's this," I'm like, "Do you mind? You don't even know me, woman. Shut your face." I'm like, "Shut it."
I'm trying to be
Um,
incognito here. Cool it, calm
yeah.
down.
I know. I didn't say anything. There's no point, but I just thought, okay. And the thing with me is, once I give somebody the side eye, that's it. I find it very difficult to stop side eyeing them. Let me tell you, I think Jessica is a free spirit, not to be confused with Callie. Yeah, yeah. I think so too. And I think she's very, very troubled. And I think maybe she should concentrate on sorting her real life out instead of going online and acting like a plonker. That's all I can say. Right. So Rihanna says, "Oh, and Jan, you should be moved off it." Really? Really? Life experience in Palestine for misinformation, and it's harmful for the community. No.
Wow.
Oh,
You know what? I'm
that's
not
not
surprised. I used to
that's
want to
not
be a
good.
journalist, like straight.
Are you talking into your mic, darling? Because you keep disappearing.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to keep talking over you. I didn't know if you were about to say
It's
something.
all right,
I was gonna
darling. You
say
do
like
it all the time.
I know, sorry. It's just like the assault on journalism and just like being able to tell your story is ridiculous. Like from when I was a kid and the way like journalists were so respected to now to see the way the press is treated like in various protests and things like that, it is terrifying. Like it's
Awful.
have you noticed it? I mean, it doesn't surprise
Yeah,
me, but it's like you can't give your own firsthand account of something. Like how can you police that? How can you censor that?
I
It's mind
know.
blowing.
I know. People go by what they've heard about people without really knowing exactly. And do you know what, Moosey? I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time to convince people what I'm really like. I just can't be asked. Do you know what I mean? And I just think, okay, if you want to think that, you go ahead with that. It's not important to me. I like Jess too. I like how she's just unapologetically herself, warts and all, and she owns it. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that's the reason they like her. Um, that's really flummoxed me there. Oh, I have to say, this is a laugh. This is a laugh. Hussey, it had to be him. Um, got one of mine taken down, but I think he got the wrong one taken down. He got a short taken down where all I did was play music over when Sam did her her live about the end of his case. So it's something like Hussey loses his case or something like that. He took that down. And I'm like, well, I didn't even say
Yeah.
anything. All I did was copy exactly what Sam had put up, the pictures. And they weren't close up, so you
Right.
couldn't read it and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, do you know what? He can't even blooming get videos taken down. And it said, the reason I know that it was from him is because it said harassment or something. And I was like, what? I didn't even say anything. So yeah, okay. But yeah, sorry, I just remembered that. So what was the misinformation? It's political. It's probably political, Bridge. And the stuff Farida was saying, the stuff Farida was saying, or DC, according to YouTube. Did they say? Do you know what? I popped into that and I thought it was such a good stream, hearing firsthand about how somebody was brought up in that country and the prejudice that they've faced and they still face to this day. I thought it was incredible. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry they took that down. That's such a shame. Why did they do that? It didn't say what it was specifically. That's what I wanted to know. Farida told her in real life story of living in Palestine. Then we covered DC's opinions on the situation she was reacting to. DC hasn't got a bloody clue. She honestly, I can't listen
Yeah.
to a word that comes out of that mouth anymore. Ben Shapiro, but I edited all his stuff out and just left DC's words. Oh. Thank you, Jan's views. Exactly. She still has trauma over it. She has survivor's guilt. Yeah, I bet she has. God love her. God love her. That's awful. And not to be able to tell her story on her platform. Disgusting. Sorry. Absolutely disgusting. YouTube should be ashamed of themselves. That's all I can say. Disgusting. Yeah, I had a boss that was Palestinian. She would always say that she didn't have a home to go back to. Oh God. Do you know, when I was listening to that, Zena, I thought I need to research this. I want to research it. Because I've heard certain things, but I think I've only heard from a Israeli point of view, from a Jewish point of view, because I've had Jewish friends and, we've had conversations because
Okay.
I always want to learn. I'm always asking questions. And I think that I've only really had their perspective. So it's quite interesting to hear the other side. It was very interesting to hear the other side. Oh, Lord. Yeah. I remember her saying about having to travel back for a wedding or something and how it was so difficult for her to even go and attend a wedding. It's just dreadful. People don't
Oh,
realize that,
wow.
people need to open their damned eyes and see what's going on in the world. It's horrific. And all you're worried about is how many burgers this fat bird can fit in her mouth. Ridiculous, guys. Sorry, ridiculous. Right.
I
Let's
think
go
that's
on.
why though, Jen, because it's sorry, go ahead.
No, go on. You can carry on. You've got a valid point there. You're not asking what the day is or anything.
Yeah,
Go
well,
on.
no, I was gonna say that's why we let foodie be the distraction because the real world is so terrible sometimes. You don't even want to think about it.
That's a good point. You have got a good point there. But then the way I look at it is, why be interested in another toxic community? Mind you, having said that, I've been watching a lot of court cases lately, and I'm watching the Take Care of Maya one at the moment, and I just get so wound up. I can't watch it for too long. I just find myself getting so angry that this hospital is fighting this family. Anyway, I don't want to go into it, but yeah. And then there's me saying, oh, I don't understand people going into another toxic community. And let me tell you, the trolls in there. Oh my God. I have to be careful. I have to come out. I get all hot and bothered and I have to come out. The trolls in
Wow.
there. Disgusting. Right. So
Wow.
my God, it's not even about Palestinian versus Jews. These innocent people on both sides. Exactly. It's about humanity that is lost.
Yeah.
It's so exactly, and that's the way I look at it. I'm a humanitarian. I don't care what side of the bloody fence you were born on. You're a human being that doesn't deserve to be blown to smithereens. You know, that's the way I
Well, and I
look at
was
it.
watching a Jewish creator. She was talking about just different things growing up culturally Jewish that she just kind of took to be just kind of matter of fact, and how like it's the birthright to go back and things like that, where she didn't realize how problematic it was. So I think like some people just I think honestly weren't aware.
I'd love to have a conversation. I've just had a thought. I'd love to have a conversation with Frida, but I mean, will they take down my video as well? I'd love to have her on and talk about it,
They could try.
and ask her questions. Um, Zena, can you ask her about that? I wonder if it would be better to sort of do it, to sort of make it into a video and not a live stream. Let me think about it. I would love to be able to talk to her, but are they just gonna get rid? Anyway, mention it to her, and she does. It doesn't have to be on Drama Friday because it's not really a Drama Friday thing. It can just be, a standalone video, and we could just chat like we are now, and let's see if that gets taken down as well. But would she like that? Would she? Oh, God love her. Yeah, ask her, and we'll arrange it. Definitely arrange that because, yeah, I just think it's awful. I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just find it just heartbreaking, and it amazes me that you hear so many different stories, and one side is completely different to what the other one says, and they accuse each other of the. It's like what DC was saying. She's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Not going there, not going there. But yeah, ask her, Zena. I'm definitely up for that if she wants to come, and we'll see how long it stays up on my channel. Maybe we'll sort of word it differently. Maybe, we won't use trigger words in the title. Maybe that'll help. What did you title it? What did you title it, Zena? Maybe we can sort of scoot around it a bit and see if we can, get away with it. And then 10
Probably
people
have
can
to be
watch it.
careful with words.
That's good enough. I'm happy with my 10 people. And you know what's so funny is that the other people, they just
You're
don't
so
realize
funny.
it.
Every time they
What?
say it, they admit to being one of the 10 people. That's what's so funny to me.
I know. You know what I find so amusing is that, they're always saying, oh, she only gets 10 people in her live stream. Well, then how come you've got to see it and everybody else seems to have seen it? So are they watching it on like something else? I don't know. But, it doesn't bother me. I do this
You're the
because I
best kept
really
secret, Jan.
enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it. And one of the things I really enjoy doing is giving someone a voice as well. I love doing that. And I love,
Mhm.
creating things. I'm a creative. Um, so yeah, that's why I enjoy it. Anyway, getting back to this, we've only got, I think there's about 4 minutes left. Okay, let's see.
Oh, okay.
In their minds, it's like, don't you remember? I get to do the decision making around here, not you. And so they don't want you to have your own freedom or your own independence because they exist to dominate you. You exist to be dominated. That's how they think. That being the case, another indicator is they emphasize duty. and obligation. They use heavily imperative words as they engage with you. You're supposed to, you must, you ought to, you'd better, and you'll.
Yeah, and like you're in my channel, you're subscribed to my channel, so you can only speak about this. You can only be nice to me.
Mm.
Okay, I'll make sure I don't use any of those words. See, she's put in Palestinian. Okay, shares her truth. Okay, so I would say get rid of the Palestinian. Okay, so I wouldn't put that in.
Right.
Yeah, but we could work around it. Could definitely work around it, I'm sure. Yeah, it's an interesting discussion. I'm very, for those of you that don't realize, despite my my issues, my mental health issues that I'm very open about, I'm also yeah, they do make good managers, Gia. I'm also quite sort of what's the word, informed about mental health, and I love sharing it
Mm.
with you. And
Mhm.
if that's what Wednesday becomes, Wellness Wednesday, then that's great. You know, I know Edna doesn't mind. So
Not at all.
right.
Well, no, if you look back on those narcissists you've been with, it's like, yeah, they're always kind of trying to fit me inside some sort of groove. That being the case, we can then say that power and authority is, in fact, their heroin. They're addicted to it, and they just loved having more and more of it. They must be in the power position, and you'll see the predatory narcissists constantly looking for ways to prove how much better they are. They're very forceful, and they're very insistent in the way that they engage with you. Now, once you see these indicators, you'll.
Right, okay, I have to jump in here. Now, yeah, he's saying they are addicted. They are addicted to getting that applause. You know, that's why a lot of actors, a
Mhm.
lot of people that go on the stage are narcissists, because they get addicted to it. But in a different way. Okay, they're not predatory. But exactly, Zena, you don't get to the top without stepping on others, on top of others. See, I don't believe that. I don't like that. See, yeah, that's probably why I've never got to the top though. Oh dear.
Possibly.
Yeah, but it's true actually what you say. It is true. A lot of people that have become, you know, excessively successful have trodden on people um along the way. And yeah,
Mhm.
because it's all about them, isn't it? Um so yeah. Actors could be predatory, like all those men using women in Hollywood. Um But don't you think, see, the only difference I see with that bridge is that, um
Oh.
okay, I've seen your next bit now. Yeah, now they were predatory. Yeah. But I think, oh God, she's doing a whole
Mhm.
list. Yeah, so you are now
There's many.
debunking exactly what
There was a
I've
whole
said,
movement.
or what I was about to say. Yeah, you're right there. They were predatory. And I mean, Harvey Weinstein, he had people, it's like I said in my community post, these people, although they are narcissist, you know, narcissists themselves, predatory narcissists, they attract other
Mhm.
narcissists, and that they're the people that also do their work for them. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. What?
I mean, are you talking about
What?
Mr. Call
Who
Me
is
by Your
this?
Name?
Who is
Or I'm thinking of
he?
somebody else.
I don't know him. Was he really a cannibal?
Mm.
Ugh, that's yuck. Okay.
Then notice that there are other tools of the trade, if we can call it that, that predatory hawk narcissist uses. They like to use characteristics like shame and guilt to keep you in line. You know, they may say things like, "Why did you do that?" Or, you know, I'm very offended that you asked me this kind of made this kind of request of me.
Exactly. And that's what I mean about, I think there's a difference between a narcissist. I think that, right, okay, get this right, Jan. The predator, right, the predatory narcissist is somebody who purposely preys on people. And I think the person I was previously talking about does that. I think he purposely preys on the weak people in his community. That's what makes him predatory. Now, a narcissist doesn't necessarily do that. A narcissist puts themselves ahead of everybody, can only really see themselves. They can't see anybody else. And yet, while they may use people in relationships, I still think it's different to a predator. That's the way I look at it. I might be wrong. What do you think? No, I know
Okay.
I'm not wrong. I know it's a fact. Right, what's she going on about? Army Hammer. He's fine as hell and comes from money. His career is basically over now, though. Okay, still don't know who he is, darling. Still don't know who
I
he is.
mean, he's
Oh,
not
so
that fine, but he's
do
an
you know?
actor. Yeah, if I'm
Go
thinking of
on.
the same guy, I'm a little surprised to hear that he was a predator in Hollywood. I didn't hear all of it, but
Mm,
I mean, nothing surprises me, but yeah, it's interesting.
this is a good point by Gia. Maybe some people just naturally follow narcissists. Some people are easily manipulated. Yes, yes, I think so too.
Mhm.
Okay, Zena. I was always attracted to narcissists initially because I loved their confidence as I was so timid and they made me feel good. Not long after, I saw the manipulation. Yeah. Okay. So that's a good
Mm.
explanation. She was drawn to their confidence because she was timid and it made them feel good, I
That makes sense.
suppose. And especially if in a creator's arena, if he is then paying you attention, then that probably makes you feel good, and I
Mhm.
think that's what this person
Mhm.
does. He makes these people, he puts these people on pedestals, he calls them out every time he goes live. Because, he wants more money coming in. So it's almost like a conveyor belt, He knows if he dishes them out a bit of, yeah, oh, you're so good to me. I love you. I don't know what I would do without you. You're so good to me. He knows that more money's going to be coming his way. That's the way he does it. Um, mm,
Mm.
mm, mm, mm. Oh, hang on. I just wanted Gia. People look up to the narcissist, and the predatory narcissist looks down to find potential victims. Well said, Gia. Said, darling. And I like the eagle. Army is fine.
Hmm.
Okay. I think Bridge likes Army. Don't you think he's very hot? No. Ah, are you there, Edna? I know
No
it's getting
comment.
late.
I don't know. I
Okay.
I am. I'm just kind of flabbergasted. I didn't think Arnie was that fine, honestly. But I
Uh-huh.
mean, to each our own, or however it goes. I'm a little surprised.
Oh, we all like different people, though, don't we? I'm going to check him out after this. Army Hammer. I'm going to check
Mhm.
him out. So the eat me was in a sexual way. Okay, Bridget, you can leave. Ah. A lot of narcs prey on
Somebody
empaths,
clutching my pearls. Oh,
clutching your pearls. Yeah,
yeah.
'cause
I've
you
seen
never
videos
talk
about that too.
dirty. I was good enough to be showed off to others, but as a human being, I was degraded as a person and made to feel inferior. That's horrible, Zena. I'm glad you got out of that, darling. I think
Mm.
I have a tattooed fetish, a narcissist fetish. What is that? Is Timber a narcissist? Well, Edna could probably
I
answer
think we
that.
should be careful with saying, no, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist. I can't diagnose anybody as having narcissism or anything like that, and I'm not even gonna try. So,
The
yeah.
thing is, I don't think you have to diagnose them, but you can say, well, I do recognize narcissistic traits. You could say that, couldn't you? It's her birthday today, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
It's her
well, where
birthday.
specifically the narcissistic?
It's her birthday. Can we all sing happy birthday? Here we go.
What are the traits?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Happy
are you?
birthday, dear Timber. Birthday to you. Now bug off. Right, so that's that.
You were so mad.
What?
I cannot with you. I can't believe you play music.
As Zena said, you can't call
I love
somebody a
you so much.
narcissist on their birthday.
So funny.
We have to laugh. We have to laugh, don't we? Right, let's get through this now. I'm getting tired.
Oh my
You know what
goodness.
happens when I get tired? I just get really silly. Nobody likes that. Here we go.
And so they try to make you feel guilty for being distinctive. They will portray the attitude that says, I'm worthy, you're not worthy. They can make a lot of requests, which then eventually become demands that you have to bend into their direction. Now, they won't bend to you unless it's something that it becomes one of their manipulative, exploitive schemes, but you have to bend in their direction. When you don't give them whatever it is they're looking for, here comes the anger, and it can be in the form of open aggression, passive aggression, holding grudges, being resentful toward you. In other words, they're scoreboarders, and they let you know when you have not measured up to what the scoreboarding says.
Or if you haven't given them as much money as other people have given them. Like Huzzy coming. Oh, I said his name, for God's sake. I told you I'm getting tired. Like this like New York City slob. Stop laughing at me, Sasha. I know. I'm getting tired now, so I'm gonna start saying all the wrong things. Like him, like picking on one specific person and saying, you gave such and some more money than you gave me. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, guys. I just have to laugh about it. Listen, the best part of my streams is always at the end, because then I get all giddy and silly because I'm tired. Right, okay. I really think that's what happened with Vicky. He was mad that she didn't defend him against Fidel. Like, he wanted her to. Exactly. He can't cope with that. And he hates you at the moment, Bridge, because you talk to me. I thought, oh my God, Bridget's talking to Jan. And do you know what it is? You know, if you're being serious about it, it's actually quite sad that he doesn't recognize his inability to be nice. He can't recognize certain things that you need in order for people to warm to you, or or to be nice to you, and that a friendship should be reciprocated. And I think, he's so screwed in the head. He doesn't realize that. It's like, it's just
Well, see,
madness.
that's the thing. This is a bit of a parasocial relationship, right? Or that's how it begins. It's not really a true friendship.
Exactly.
So,
And if
I
you
can't
watch,
really.
go on.
No, that's all. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I said in my video when I spoke about him being a predatory narcissist, and that, oh, I've lost it. It's gone. What did you just say? Just went out of my head. I've got gonna have to go and have a cup of coffee, guys. It's no good. Can't cope. Yeah, but it's like I said. I don't know what I said. Right, let's move on. Come back to me. Come back to me, guys.
And
Okay.
over time, whatever friendliness they may have begun with gives way to cold and callous demands. Their dark side proves to be much stronger as you get to know them than you originally realized. So let's recognize when you're with a predatory narcissist, you indeed are prey. Your uniqueness is a nuisance. Your distinctives get in their way. You have value only in proportion to your immediate utility toward them. You will occupy the subordinate position as you engage with them. Your protests to them only prove that you need to be indoctrinated even more so. Your worth is a commodity that a narcissist thinks they can give or remove based on how well you're living up to that. Respect is a one-way street only. And if you try to break away, you will be punished. So when you zero in on all of these ingredients that go into the making of the predatory narcissist and how they think toward you, I think you can see that this predatory mindset has zero position in any kind of healthy relationship. And in fact, when you're dealing with them, it's not a relationship, it's a transaction, and they're trying to cash in on whatever it is that you have to offer.
Okay, so that's the end of that, I think. I think we finished that in a good spot. So I think I want, look at me. I think nobody could have described it better, really, because I go off on tangents, I get lost, I forget what I'm about to say. I'm just a complete disaster, really. So I hope that by sharing that with you, that you understood the points I was trying to make. And, you guys have given me food for thought. You've made me sort of want to look a bit further into other creators that also do the same. I will say that I don't think I know of any that are so predatory. That's what I will say. I think some of them are narcissistic, but I don't know if there's any other predatory narcissists. If you can think of one, put it in the comment section before we go. Can you think of any, Edna? And have you got anything to say at the end? Because before I fall off this chair with stupidity.
I was
You're
just
here for
thinking
the
is
tangent.
what do we think of FFG? Do people think that she's one of them? There's a
Okay.
lot of money surrounding her community. Not that I'm trying to start anything with her community, but I've heard things.
Okay, so do you think, so you would say she's predatory? This one I 100% agree with. 100%.
I think it doesn't appear that way on the surface, but the way that she has used BBJ because your mama kind of highlighted this, right? With the whole calendar and the Gucci collar, and then it's like we find out that she more than likely has BBJ and not the sister-in-law or somebody. It's just kind of like things don't add up, but there's a lot of money still flowing in.
But does that make her, I mean, what are you saying then? That she is preying on Foodie? Is that what you're saying? You think she's preying on Foodie? Is that what you're saying? Or is she
I'm
preying
just
on
proposing it.
her supporters? Because I think there's a difference there. And I think, some people don't seem to realize the point, that I'm trying to say, in that I feel that he, right, definitely preys on not necessarily other creators, although he does, we know that. I mean, he's been swooping over me and Bridget for a while now, and pecking at us, but we're too strong for him. But the point I'm trying to make is I feel that he preys on his audience, whereas I'm not sure if FFG does. Right, hang on. Okay, let's see what she says. FFG is very nice when you're agreeing with her and sending her money, but as soon as you say anything against what she says, she will kick you out and make you a spectacle. Does she? See, I've never seen that.
A la Capone boxer, right?
Oh yeah, but did she go really hard for Capone?
Capone,
Did
yeah.
she,
Well, I wait, am I getting things mixed up? I could be wrong because I don't really watch FFG like that.
Right, so Zena says, are you referring being
Okay,
predatory
so
to a
Sasha said,
singular person or to a community? Do you know, that's a really good point. I was actually referring to it as a person, but I do also believe that these predatory narcissists manage to form groups of very like-minded people. So yeah, in that case, they do
mm-hmm.
become a community. Yeah. Let's see. Capone was her doing. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Sasha? There are a lot of women that FFG has been friends with that have mental health issues, and she's treated them awfully. Now, that would make me think that she was predatory then. That would make me think that, Bridge. And I trust you. You know you do. I don't, you know I do. I don't think you're a lie or anything. So yeah, that's interesting, Bridge. Thanks for that. She outed Capone. Okay. Right. She's gone hard on a lot of women in her community. Oh, right. I need to check this out, maybe. Yeah, it was nothing to do with her. It was to do with Yabba, and FFG aligned with Yabba. Right. I think I vaguely remember that. I remember Capone Boxer being kicked out of Yabba's community. Why? Why was she? Why was she kicked out of that community, out of Yabba's community? Don't understand that. And I think then, am I right in
I think
saying that
so.
because she was kicked out of Yabba's community, then FFG then went for her? Is that right? Or have I got it all wrong? Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, Capone was Sam's mod. Not sure about Yabba. Yes, I remember that because I remember that was round about the time that I started doing these back in earnest, and I was looking for mods. And to be fair, I modded the people that I had seen in other people's chats. Um, and one of them was Capone and also Sasha, because although I know Sasha can be a bit of a so-and-so, I think, you know, when he comes in here, he's looking out for me, and that's all I can hope for. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it's because she was in the bodegas chat. Okay. She was kicked out because Capone didn't know why everyone hated. That's it. Yes. Because she said
That's
something like, well, I
right.
don't think Anna Nicole's too bad. Yeah. And why does everyone hate, you know, Anna Nicole? That's it. I remember. And I remember saying, like, you know, to Capone, she's perfectly welcome over here.
Thanks, Bridget.
Listen, I don't ride hate trains. If I don't like you, it's because I don't like you, not because somebody else doesn't like you. Otherwise, and I think the people that come in
Mhm.
here are also the same. It's like with Bridget, you know, she likes people that I don't like, and I'm sure I like people that she doesn't like. But we're not going to cross swords over it because we're adult women. You know, unless I'm sure if I went into somebody's
Yeah.
chat that didn't like Bridget and then started slagging off Bridget, Bridget would be upset about it, and quite rightly so. But that's something that I wouldn't do. I don't do that. And
Mhm.
I think there comes a time, after a period of time, you can tell the type of person somebody is, you know? Um, yeah, so let's see. I think Capone asked a question. Yes. Yeah, she did. And the question was, why don't you like Anna Nicole? I've always side-eyed her because of this. Because she's affiliated with the Attic. That's the only reason I've side-eyed her. I don't dislike her. I don't know her to dislike her. I don't watch her
Mhm.
channel. I don't sort of get involved in that. So I don't know her as a person. Um, but I know that there are some people that like her, and that's fair enough. Oh, Gia.
Mhm.
Yeah, I try not to fight, and that's why, that's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing what you laughing at? That's one of the reasons I enjoy doing this, because we can
It's
come
just
in and we can chat. What?
it's just saying
Edna,
people. It's
Edna, Edna, don't ever try and ride a horse because your timing is terrible. Don't ever go on the stage. Your timing is awful.
I know, right? And people think I'm funny. I'm like, do you know how awkward it would be to see me bomb? Like, now, and I don't even think it would be like the funny kind of awkward. It would be like, get this girl out of here.
Oh dear. Oh, you're so funny. I love it. I think it was because Anna did the video about a creator called Little Rosie from back in the day, part of old drama community. And Yaba and Sam didn't like it. So then
Oh.
Capone questioned it. Oh, I didn't know about that. Yeah. Sasha, Jan's our second mum. Yeah, I am. I'm probably old enough to be all your mums.
Um,
And I'm happy with that, as long as you don't mind a bit of crazy on the side. But the reason she's affiliated with the Attic is
it's a
because
little spice.
everyone pushed her away. Is that true though, Bridge? I thought she was already in there. I thought, isn't she?
Mm.
Wasn't she already there? She didn't just she didn't just become affiliated with them after falling out with everybody, did she? And if she did, that's a bad move. She shouldn't do that. It's like me saying, "Oh, well, no one likes me over here. I might as well go and join the Attic." Why would I
But
do
Jen,
that?
people do that. It's like, oh, let me, because it's better to be with somebody than nobody.
Oh, well, you know what I feel about that. You know what I feel about that, Edna. I'd rather be on my
I
own.
know, but it's, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. We have a mutual distaste for oh yeah, YTR. That's about it. Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's people that come in here
Mm.
that I see in other chats and they like other people. I don't hold it against them. As long as they're not slagging me off, then it's none of my business. It's the internet, for God's sake. You can go where you like. Excuse me. She was
Mhm.
trying to find her footing on YouTube, and the Attic was welcoming to her. Oh my God. When people saw that, she was an instant
Oh,
outcast. Oh my God. Can you imagine
that's
wanting to
unfortunate.
enter that dusty old blooming attic? I'd rather not. They're all crazy up there. It's like, I don't know. It's a bit like, I don't watch horror stories, but for me, the attic looks like a perfect setting for a horror story. It's like, all dark and dusty and wood on the ceiling and wood cladding everywhere. Ugh, no. And then you've
Oh,
got
I
these
don't think it's,
two individuals in there that look like they haven't washed for months on end, and two dogs in there. Oh no, who'd want to go there? Sorry, Edna, carry
oh
on,
my
love.
God, don't hate me, Jan, but I think that's like the basement. When I think of the attic, I think of a bright, kind of airy place. I understand the whole horror
What?
story image
What?
because I do think addicts and horror go together. But I
Well,
don't know. I don't think of it as being dark and dusty. I don't
sometimes I'm just speechless.
know. Sorry.
Ah, ah.
I don't. Okay, so I should say I don't watch them. I don't have Bumble. I'm not that far into the girl world or drama or anything.
You're not,
Flowers in
darling.
the Attic. I've never
You're.
read that book or movie or anything.
I've read it. I read the book. If it's a book or a movie, I'd rather read the book. And I read that book years and years ago. Quite
Okay.
unsettling, isn't it?
Did
Okay,
you
guys, we're
enjoy it?
gonna go. 2 hours. Your fault. Your fault, Edna. Wouldn't be the same if I did say that. Oh dear. Hang on. Zena says, yeah. Did Edna say Bumble? I don't know. Edna says her own thing. And we just like enjoy each other's company. God knows why. But Edna's
Right.
Edna. And these people need to stop coming for her. Leave Edna alone. She's sweet. You'll have to fight me if you
Who's
come for
coming
Edna
for
because she's
me?
sweet.
I don't
Well,
even watch
people
him, I
do,
don't
don't
think.
they?
What's
You're
going on,
saying
Jen?
about you and blooming what's his name? That idiot Monty. Have a word. Slap him up the side of the head or something. He needs it. No, and that's not me. That's not me
I think it's
inciting violence
hilarious,
in any shape or
but
form.
I don't know what they're
Okay.
saying, but that's
Right, Bridge. Is that the book about the kids? And it's messed up. Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible book. But it's
well,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
we do. We love Edna over here. Right, we're
Oh, I think he
going.
moves.
We're going. I'm tired. Edna, say
Okay.
farewell, adieu, and whatever.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Right, okay. And we'll see you
Did I mess
Friday,
up?
guys. What are we talking about Friday? God knows. Edna will have her own things to talk about. I will sort of be talking more about drama. So, guys, you take care of yourselves out there. It's a rotten old world. Edna, thanks, my darling. You're an absolute hoot. And hopefully, see you on Friday. And take care of yourselves out there, guys. It's a rotten old world.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming in. And thanks for people who watch the video afterwards. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye for now.